Life is not about what to be drained, but it's the measure to be filled.
People already have blankets, they already have sweaters. Why bother buying something else? I mean, it builds character to have to move the blanket to get the remote control in cases. People need that sort of hard work in their lives, and like the cold drafts. It's good for a person's soul, and I don't think that like by wearing these Snuggies, it's gonna lead to the downfall of society eventually. It's just needless consumerism, laziness, and for these reasons I think we should pass this resolution.
I think that Snuggies are a good idea. I mean, yes, it might be lazy and consumerism, but that's pretty much what North America is. So it kind of it suits, you know, our culture.
The previous comment that they are a hybrid of a blanket and a sweater. What do people have against hybrids? I love liars and zonkies and cockapoos and shit-doodles. So I think all crosses and hybrids are fine. Let's keep the Snuggie.
Also, I believe that the Minister of Social Action was using aesthetics as logic. I'm not really sure how this fits. I don't like it. It doesn't usually tend to be a good excuse for we should ban it. In which case, we would have long since banned things like Brussels sprouts and cod liver oil and liver onions. It doesn't say you can't wear a Snuggie. It just says you can't get caught. I believe the word caught is used twice. Will the use of Snuggies be outlawed in all public and private venues, Mr. Speaker? Really, marijuana is outlawed too, Mr. Speaker. So if you keep your Snuggie use secret, I see that you are in no danger. And any Canadian cotton manufacturer selling or distributing Snuggies. Mr. Speaker, if the drug dealers can get away with it, I'm sure that the Snuggie makers will have no problem.
First off, I do believe that the government has no place in the bedroom and living room. You should say what someone can and cannot wear in their own home. Secondly, giving out pamphlets explaining the concept of sweaters. Since when have we decided to endorse sweater propaganda?
The state already has rather entrenched itself into our bedrooms, living rooms, and all sorts of our houses through the regulations that they have, Mr. Speaker. For example, the federal government regulates what materials can be used in our furniture, more flammable versus less flammable. In processed foods and our contraceptives, Mr. Speaker, they have entrenched themselves in every room in our household, so this is not really anything greatly different from what we are already used to. And on the topic of the federal government, Mr. Speaker, I do quite like this resolution because it fits in so well with the present platform of our federal government, Mr. Speaker. Those of you who have heard me talk about politics before know how much I like the Federal Conservative Party. First of all, right now the federal government is very big on getting tough on crime, getting more people off the streets and into jails, Mr. Speaker, and I believe this resolution would do that. This would certainly help them increase the jail population here in Canada. Also, the sweater propaganda that was brought up. This has been going on for years by our federal government, Mr. Speaker, with Mr. Harper's sweater vest. This is again a continuation of our federal government's present platform, and so I cannot help but agree with it and would encourage all members to support the resolution.
So I'd like to propose an amendment to Clause 2, stating that any Canadian caught wearing Snuggie should fine $3,377, given a pamphlet explaining the concept of a sweater, as well as having their Snuggie removed for use by police and parliamentarians. You see, the Parliament buildings can get very cold, and the policemen sometimes get cold when watching movies with donuts and coffee in hand. And you just can't really eat a donut under a normal blanket. So just for the police comfort, as well as our own safety, I support everyone, or encourage everyone to pass this amendment.